You're such an asshole.
All right, not a happy topic here over at assholeconsulting.com, but you pay, I play. And this is a very short one. Ryan writes, Aaron, thanks for the video. Appreciate your input. I got another one for you. Over the years, I keep constantly hearing, oh, she grew up without a father. She's promiscuous. She's insecure as a result of an absent father. On the other hand, what would be the results for males growing up without a father figure, and how can men recover? Oh, the consequences? Have you seen the channel? Have you seen the Rule Zero? Have you seen the online community of the Red Pill Minister, whatever, that has formed in response to basically fatherless children, fatherless boys? Like, there is no guidance for these kids, none. I pulled up some data, and it's not going to be a shock, but they will never tell you. No one in the mainstream public authority, and certainly not the psychology industry, no one's ever going to tell you that the vast majority of the problems we got in this country today, I don't mean to sound so simple, but it is because we don't have no freaking dads. Right? All the problems that the sexes and the genders are having with one another, all the lack of work, even I could even tie, I mean, it's not singularly related or caused by fatherlessness, but a significant percentage of the financial problems in the supply chain is caused by lack of fathers, because we taught no kids a work ethic. And that's both men and women, but the boys don't have the jobs. All the increase in the social anxiety, this and that. Yeah, not having a masculine role model. And by God, even if you have your dad there, if he's a pussy and the mom's just ramroding over him, and there's no, I'm not even talking like it's just like a masculine presence. Hey, there's this thing called guys. And they're half the population. And here's a model by which you should see how masculinity works. And not only do you not have that, because most American men, fathers, present or not, are pussies. Ironically, the more masculine ones ain't even in the house. Right? That has an effect. And then when you make masculinity toxic, ooh, men bad because reasons. Yeah. That, and now you have, for lack of a better term, the Lost Boys generation. What Jordan Peterson's so popular. Here's the first real dad, first real masculine presence for a lot of young boys and girls. And I'm part of that trend. And unfortunately, it's not a cool trend. And I've said it before, this is like being a surgeon. This is like being a virologist. This is like somebody who studies cancer. This is like being a cop. This is like being in the military. We're preventing bad things, or we're responding to bad things. Nobody likes cancer, but we got to address it. Nobody likes crime, but you got to address it. I don't produce anything. Rollo doesn't produce anything. Cooper doesn't, both the Coopers. Both bald Coopers, they don't produce anything. All we do, well, they do in their real jobs. All we do is debunk the lies you were told. It's a broken window. We're just cleaning up broken glass. That's all we're doing. We're getting these kids best we can back to normal. So yeah, you want to see what it does? Well, just go through my video requests. They don't know what to major in. They don't have their finances together. They're depressed. They're sad. Some are suicidal. They're horrible with women. Not that I'm Mr. Wonderful with them either, but I'm like, well, I can tell you what not to do. They have no point, purpose, and agency in life. And a lot of these guys, I mean, please be very clear what I am and am not saying. These guys don't have no reason to live because the dad wasn't around to give them a bleeping one. Here's what the point and purpose of life is, son. Here's a fall in love, have a family, have kids. None, nothing. Just outsourced it to a disproportionately female-dominated school system. Oh, I'll tell you what gives you value, being an ally in feminism and socialism and do what we say and be a nice little boy. I'd like my penis to get wet. Ooh, no, bad, bad, bad man. Bad, toxic masculinity. You're a bad, 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 bad person. Hi, Chad. La, 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 la. So, yes. What are the consequences? Look out your window, buddy. I shouldn't laugh. It's so tragic. I don't know what you do. So horrible. So yeah. So there it is. But here, and this is a common one. This is in my book. How Not to Become a Millennial. It was in How Not to Become a Millennial. Rich Cooper's in his latest book. Well, his only book. But this is these are statistics floating around. Here it is. This is the consequences of not having a father. Right? You are 4 times greater risk of being at poverty. 7 times more likely to become pregnant as a teen. More likely to have behavioral problems. They don't give a statistic, but God, you got to be at least 3 times greater to have behavioral problems. More likely to face abuse and neglect. 2 times greater risk of infant mortality. Interesting. More likely to abuse drugs. Oh, I saw a little chart here. This should be data. Oh, here we go. Here's all the data. Okay. This is all well-being. Do better at school, mistreated. Okay. 47% more likely to live in poverty, more likely to have depression. Men with absent fathers are more likely to become absent fathers themselves. Women with absent fathers are more likely to have children with absent fathers. Boys have fewer behavior problems and girls have fewer psychological problems when they have involved dads. Notice they say involved dads. Involved, not you pussy MBA-laden fucks who just go to work. Oh, whatever, wife, please don't divorce me. Do what your mother says. She's mean. Don't make her angry, son. Here's a knife, cut off your balls like I did. Sacrifice it to the bitch goddess. Infant death within the first 28 days, 4 times higher. I mean, you could just search it. Okay, individuals with father-absent homes are 280% more likely to carry guns and deal drugs than peers living with their fathers. Father involvement in schools associated with higher likelihood of students getting mostly A's. Children are supposed to have more behavioral problems. Delinquency. I mean, it just goes on and on. 92% of parents in prison are fathers. 92% of parents in prisons are fathers. Well, that doesn't say how much more likely you go to jail. 2 times more likely to suffer from obesity. Ladies, I know you don't care about the guys here, but compared to pregnant women without father support, pregnant women with father support experience a lower prevalence of pregnancy loss, 22%. Some of these statistics aren't very clear. Dad's involvement, daughters less likely to engage in risky sexual behavior. Toddlers, what else? More likely to go to prison, twice as likely, 2 times more likely to commit crime. Hang on, let me get some numbers on these. I had another one. And I don't want to go to NPR or Psychology Today because they're so not going to. Okay, here we go. A girl whose father leaves before she was 5 years old is 8 times more likely to have an adolescent pregnancy than a girl whose fathers remain in her home. Okay, I know you're asking about boys, but that's girls. African-American girls are 42% less likely to have sexual intercourse before the age of 18 if their biological father is present at it. Yeah, because you go beat the crap out of any interlopers. Boys that are close with their fathers have better attitudes, blah, blah, blah. Education. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. Percent of juvenile delinquents who come from fatherless homes, 70%. So what is that? 2.5 times more likely to commit crime. Dropouts, 2.5 times more likely to drop out. God, what is 85 divided by 15? Is that six times more likely to have behavioral disorders? And you are twice as likely to commit suicide. Okay, here's my point. Do I need to go on? It's kind of like modern monetary theory. Let's make money printer go burr. No, there won't be any inflation. Yes, there will be. It's very simple. And I would assume even some of the more lefter-leaning ladies out there agree that you need your fathers in home. But I wonder if they understand that it's not just that there's a guy with a dick in the house, but that the dad is actually, one, participating in the children's lives, and two, allowed to be a fucking man. Oh, by the way, telling boys they suck and they're the cause of all the problems starting at age 5 and ending in college. Oh, wait, it doesn't end there. That may not help out either. But yeah, I mean, it's child abuse. That's what it is. Fatherless homes are broken homes. Okay, if you don't have your mom around, I'd also say that's a little bit of child abuse. They need their mom. I know a lot of you guys are like, well, I can't wait to get incubation. The kid ought to have a mom. Really ought to have a mom. I'm not so, what's it called, ideologist or team A. They need both parents. But since we celebrate single motherhood and the laws and everything are like, wow, you really don't want dads. And I wonder at times, if it's like the dream, the utopia is like dads are just sperm donors and then the state raises the kids. And I mean, then you might as well be test tube babies. It's just really just passing on your genes at that time. But not having a father in the household is child abuse, whether you kick the dad out through divorce or whether you're a deadbeat dad and you never wanted to be around. Over the years, what would be the results for males growing up without a father? A tortured, miserable life. A tortured, miserable, failed life. Now, of course, really strong men, really strong boys will make their own choice. They'll say, I'm getting out of this. That they'll rebuke their indoctrination they're getting from media, schools about how they're oppressed and, oh, you should treat women and the mother worship. I'm sure many young black men could talk about that. Probably the Latinos too. Mom worship. Oh, God, mom. She put you in this situation. She slept with the wrong guy. Your dad put you there. They're all guilty. And you come to the real life. It's not relegated minorities either. It's kind of, I looked at my folks. I'm like, the fuck if I'm doing this? We call it affectionately monkey see, monkey don't do. Monkey saw, monkey did not do. I'm like, well, I ain't doing that. And anyway, it's going to take a strong young boy, strong young man to empirically look at his environment, what the adults are telling him. And then you have to look at the adults. This is one simple thing young people could do and say, okay, the adults are telling me X, but I look at the adults and they're all a bunch of fuck-ups. We're poor. Nothing ain't going right. I got a question, and I'm not doing the opposite of what they say. There might be some way, but I really got to assess the advice they're giving me. And then you decide, I'm not getting girls pregnant. I'm going to get good grades. I'm going to join the military. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to the trades or whatever. No, I ain't taking welfare. No, I'm not. I know it, not to sound political. No, I ain't voting. Here's a simple one you can do. Oh, do you live in a Marxist leftist shithole? Do you live Southside Chicago? Do you live Detroit? Do you live Compton? Say, Democrats and the teachers keep telling me this, but it keeps ending up like this shithole I'm in. And I'm no big Republican, but, Florida looks awfully nice. They don't have shit in the streets in wherever. Dallas, Portland, they do. Hang on now. Wait a second. Something ain't right. Where was I going? Yeah. That's what it is. And that is just to tell you, it's not in the statistics, but having to essentially raise yourself and figure things out on your own, not only because your dad wasn't around to guide you, but they gave you wrong information. And that's everyone. And I bet whether your parents are married or not, that's some abuse there too. Lying to your kids or giving them bad info. Follow your heart, money will follow. Oh my goodness. That is torture and pain. Because no one can tell you the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings. And then you just suffer oh God, does that suck? Yeah. Fatherlessness is child abuse. It's probably the worst fucking thing you can do to your kid, aside from actual physical abuse, or in some cases, we've had clients before where the parents take out loans in the kid's credit card and they really just abuse it and use it for the money. Yeah, having no dad around, that's like the first and biggest fuck you could do to an infant. And it is. And fuck you people who do it. And we can measure things and see just how bad it is for fatherless children, but it's bad. It's bad. It is the worst thing you could do to a kid, aside from physically abusing them. It is. Oh, I know. None of you are capable of guilt or shame. But, oh, go run for your excuses. Whatever. I don't care. There we go. All right. Wow. I actually do have a $100 super chat. Man, thanks, dude. Shaft-driven metal. $100. My parents divorced when I was 7. Mine too. Great year to get divorced. I met my father when I was 18. See, now my dad was around. He tried to, so kudos to my dad. Before I went to the military, I'm currently living with him, trying to establish a relationship with him and spend time that I never had. Good. Well, I hope your dad actually wants to spend time with you. This isn't dads are always good and wholesome and evil mom just kicked him out. Sometimes your dad was a fucking dick and wanted nothing to do with you. Sometimes your dad's an asshole. I had another client, dad's in and out of jail. Young lady finally got to meet her dad. Dad wanted nothing to do with her. Fuck that dad. But if your dad wants to have a relationship with you, good. That's good. I'm glad you're in the military. And thank you for the $100 generous donation. I really appreciate it. That will go to buy Pokeball today. There you go. See you guys. Oh, wait, hang on. Come on, hang on. Boom. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.